Everybody, and welcome to this edition of Radio Simply. I'm your host, Mike Shelton, and with me tonight is Michael Cornetto, George Willson, Phil Clarke, Jeff Bush, Pia, and a special guest, somebody who's been around in the business, been around for a while, has worked on some pretty good projects that I'm sure a lot of you people have heard of, dating back to Mork and Mindy, Silver Spoons, Moonlighting, and West Wing, a few other things, and also some film work with Meet Joe Black and Radioland Murders. Our guest tonight is Mr. Ron Osborn. How you doing, Ron?
Very good, thank you. I am so trying to get that Silver Spoons off my IMDb, and I can't seem to. But
You got to grease a couple palms, and that usually takes care of it.
Yeah, really.
Is there a reason for that? Is it just you don't?
I'm semi-joking. It's just it's one of those things way back in the early '80s when I was between jobs and just did a single script, and I feel like the guy who one night propositioned the streetwalker got caught, and I'm forever after a John. It's you try and kind of pick your at least earlier in your career, you like to pick the jobs a little more carefully, but there had been an actors strike, I think, 84, 83? I don't remember. And so anyway, I took a Silver Spoons, but, I did sitcom for about 5 years until 85. And then I went into hour long, and I never really went back to sitcom. My partner is Jeff Reno. It's funny. I guess this is in part just for ageism, but my agents, they don't even send out the sitcom credits anymore. They start pretty much at Moonlighting, and so before that, I apparently didn't exist.
No, I mean, is that just because it's dated and you want to get around that, I guess you got about 4 years worth of credits prior to that, yeah.
It's a terrible show is why. I mean, it was fine. I think there's another credit that the IMDb has missed, and I am not going to acknowledge it, but you just kind of like to keep things as.
Is it the Star Wars Christmas special?
Oh God, you nailed me.
That would be awesome.
You nailed me. Yeah, I did all the Ewok dialogue.
There you go. That's very well written. Authentic.
Oh man, they cut all the Ewok dialogue. So you got replaced with was it Journey? No, somebody else. Jefferson Starship.
Yeah.
Sorry. It was either that or the Wookiee porn replaced the Ewok dialogue. Sorry.
Now, with your start, I'm going to try to go through the whole cycle here. Did you just get on a plane, a train, hitchhike your way somewhere? Did you always live in L.A.? What's your story, from the beginning and how you actually started and got into writing?
I was the child of poor black sharecroppers. I'm
that was
sorry.
my Facebook status yesterday. That's creepy. I was born a poor black child.
Yeah.
I saw that.
Wow, that's
good job, Mike.
That's
weird.
Yeah. Figured you took the Jackson route there,
You mean
Mike.
I'm going to stay this color? Okay.
I
You're such a jerk.
I came up Central California. There's a little seacoast town called Santa Cruz, actually Capitola. I came from there to Los Angeles in 1971 to go to art school. I was going to be an illustrator, and a school called Art Center College of Design in Pasadena. And I early on had a 8mm assignment in an advertising class, and I just kind of had an epiphany and switched over to all the film classes that I could take and never drew a picture thereafter. And when I graduated, pretty much my last semester, I decided I wanted to write. This is the one thing the school didn't teach. So I got out and basically just started reading books and taking night classes and things like that. I teach there now, oddly enough. I've been teaching there since ’85. A couple of students include like Michael Bay and Zack Snyder. Tarsim Singh has come through. So I got out and I graduated in 70. Let's see. I think 74. Yeah, in 74. My diploma's right here. And then proceeded to kind of starve for the next almost 5 years, just kind of, writing and writing. And I saw an ad for a sitcom class. My agent at the time thought that I was not unamusing and suggested that I should try some sitcom. And so I in the class, we had to submit material to get in. There were a dozen people. I think 13 people submitted material. But anyway, this is the A material, by the way. These are the jokes.
Oh, ha ha.
Ooh.
Ha 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 ha.
But
I'm a Quaaludes. I'm sorry.
The teacher was a guy named Gary Belkin, who goes way back to your show of shows, and he suggested, it was his idea that that my now partner Jeff Reno and myself team up, because he said that he thought we were the most we had the most potential in there, and he said, all things considered, producers will hire a team over an individual, which I have since found out is exactly the case.
Interesting.
And
That's interesting.
Yes, and we wrote, at the time, MASH was on its last legs, but that was our favorite show, and we wrote an episode of MASH, and that pretty much just started it. That got us everything. It got us a rewrite for Walter Mirisch that is not on the IMDb, and then we got on staff on Mork and Mindy and worked pretty steadily since. Yeah. So that's how it all started.
So you've always worked with your partner?
Yes, I have right now a script. In fact, this is why I was held up. I have way back on the West Wing. I was not happy working under the fucking Antichrist called Aaron Sorkin, and decided to start a screenplay on his dime. And I wrote a script, a solo supernatural thriller, currently called Echo. This was 2000. This was 10 years ago. It's been optioned 3 times, and now it looks like, finally, I don't want to jinx anything, it looks like it's going to move forward. And then I wrote solo. I've written a couple of things on the side with a few other people here and there. I wrote a novel starting in the strike, the last writer's strike. I started a novel that I'm just currently sending around. But yes, I've written most everything with Jeff Reno.